Hi, welcome to the Casual Commons, where we're all common people casually procrastinating every little task, and when we're confronted with a tense situation in life, we blame it on all the work we have to get done. Oh, I got a bad score on my test? I knew it. There's just so much for me to do, so I really couldn't study as hard as I wanted to. Ooh, I'm invited to a social event. Oh, bummer, I can't go. I just have too much to get done. I should take care of my mental and physical well-being. Maybe not yet. I just have too much to get done. Well, that ends today. Just kidding. Perfect is the enemy of progress. And all we're trying to do here is make little steps towards a better us. But before we begin, how'd you get here? Who sent you? Because I don't promote my own videos, not even to my friends. So let me know if I'm doing the algorithm right. But for real though, I feel like I just put things off and let things get out of hand. And then when I actually have to do things, I freeze and think about all the other stuff I have to do, and then I'm just not motivated to do anything. So we're gonna take baby steps to correct my life. So I'm gonna record this video like real time, as in whenever I have time to get a chunk of decluttering done, I'll record it and I'll talk you through kind of what my thought process was and what I did in what order. Today is November 3rd, and I'm hoping to be at a good place by Thanksgiving so that I can take the whole long weekend off and just play Animal Crossing. So the first thing on my list to tackle is my laptop. I'm just gonna clean out all the little folders and like my download folder and delete apps I don't use and consolidate things into a good organized structure. Hi, it's now the following morning and I woke up a bit early just to film this, but I finished everything last night. It took less than 15 minutes, I think, because I keep my laptop pretty clean. Definitely the downloads folder was the messiest. I just think it's hard to work with like a messy laptop, so I personally, and I think a lot of people do this too, just keep it intentionally clean, like the desktop downloads folder, just because when you accumulate a lot of things, it'll show and it'll hinder kind of like your area, so you naturally just like clean it as you go. I do want to show like a helpful tip though, and that is creating either shortcuts or aliases that connect or link to a folder. So in college, I found it really helpful to make a shortcut on my desktop for my Dropbox where I had all my folders for my classes. And whenever I turned on my laptop or just went on the desktop screen, I had an easy like 2 clicks away from the folders where I needed to put my school stuff. Oh, I should say that I did the same thing on my work laptop last week and it took 45 minutes to an hour. Obviously, I'm not going to show anything because confidential work stuff, but I went through my downloads folder and I had stuff from like 2 months ago that I just cleared out. I organized my desktop, pretty much just deleted everything except a couple of items. I created new shortcuts. I don't know why I didn't do that before, even though like it helped me so much in college. And then I cleared out old documents I didn't need. And I think if you can't declutter stuff, like you need to keep some stuff, it's nice to make like an archives folder or store it away somewhere that you can still get to, but it's not in the way of your daily life. So it's November 4th and I'm currently on a little lunch break, and I wanted to get started on the next batch of things I got to take care of, which is local phone. So anything that's stored locally on your phone, being applications that you just don't use anymore, photos that you don't need to keep on your phone anymore that you can put on like an external hard drive, or just duplicates, because you know, like you take photos and you take like 30 of them and then you pick the best one, but sometimes you just don't delete the ones that aren't great, so you have like 30 photos for no reason. And then downloads. I feel like this is where a lot of things can accumulate because we use our phones for everything, right? So when you download like a receipt, when you download an important document, and when you download just something that isn't in an application, they just sit in your downloads or your documents folder like on your phone, and usually those things like aren't displayed on your homepage or anything, so they're kind of just tucked away and hidden. And I have a feeling that I have quite a number of items in there that I could get rid of just so that there's more space on my phone. Since I am on lunch break, I think I can get through deleting apps I don't use and just random stuff in my downloads folder. But for photos, I think that'll be a bit more time intensive, so I'll probably save that for later tonight. So let's get started. I'm just kidding. This is an old phone that I don't use anymore. I'm recording on my new phone. This isn't even charged, so if you see any B-roll, it's fake. Hello, it is now 9:30. Same day, I finished clearing out the apps and clearing out all the documents. It really only took me like 5 minutes to do both. And later on during the same day, today, I spent some time to go through my photos when I had another break. And that really only took me like 20 minutes. So in total, I think decluttering all the stuff that's like locally saved on my phone only took like 25 minutes max. I don't have any screen captures of me deleting my photos because there are some things I just don't want to show on the internet, and there is no free show here, so you can go to subscribe to my OnlyFans. But I will play some fake B-roll on the side somewhere and just talk about what I discovered. I think mainly a lot of things that I deleted were screenshots or just photos of like old receipts. So in my screenshots, a lot of it was just kind of like things I came across on the internet, or receipts of delivery orders, or things I screenshotted to show some friends, and that was it, and I just never deleted them. So I think I deleted like 50 images from that. And then for actual pictures, the most of what I deleted were receipts or just things I wanted to take a picture to make a note of, because like having a phone is kind of great, because like you don't even have to write anything down, you just take a picture of it. Like, ooh, you see like a cool salon, take a picture of it. Ooh, you see a cool dog, take a picture of it. Ooh, you see a sale happening, take a picture of it. And now we're ready to take on, I think, a pretty big batch actually. The next thing I had on my list was to do cloud storage. So now that we're done with local PC, anything that's saved offline, and like local/offline phone, moving on to cloud storage. So that includes your Dropbox, your Google Drive, your OneDrive, your Apple iCloud, your Samsung Cloud, and then all the notes that are stored like on the internet. So like your Evernotes and like OneNote, your Google Keep. I actually predict this will take a long time because I have a couple bullets, but just looking at them, I think they'll actually take a bit of thinking to get through, just because I'll have to see what I want to keep and what I want to delete, and then I'll have to make sure that, you know, things are or are not duplicates. So I have any duplicate photos I want to get rid of. So on my Dropbox, I used to do camera upload just so it would save automatically, but then I stopped that. So like I forgot if I like saved all of that to my external hard drive, so I'll have to check that. Any old documents, so like any old school documents, I'm sure I still have a lot of old college homework on there that I thought I would reference in my full-time job, but I actually have never looked at them except for like maybe Python. And then notes, I feel like I have notes stored in a bunch of different areas that I need to check on. So it's 9:30, I should be in bed ready to sleep by 11. So that'll give me like 90 minutes to just chill and tackle this, and we'll see how far I get. So I promised that I would do this video real time, but I did not promise quality. So you're gonna get handheld, up close, front facing camera on my phone, Harrison right now. I realized when I first started, I started getting into my Dropbox, and I was like, I don't know if I uploaded everything in my Dropbox to my external hard drive. So I had to pull out my external hard drive, and then now I'm basically just dragging everything from my laptop, my cloud, and pretty soon probably like my phone photos into my external hard drive, and that's gonna take forever. Okay, so now it's 10:30. I'm still not where I want to be, so I'll just keep going, but I feel like I should pause and say that I uploaded all of my photos from my Dropbox into my external hard drive. But then as I was moving on to my drive, I realized that all of my photos have been synced to Google Photos since basically the beginning of time, like all the way back to 2013. So I think from now on, I won't do camera uploads to my Dropbox, but I'll do camera uploads to my Google account and just have it save or backup as high quality, and then I'll use my Dropbox as like cloud USB drive, because that's what I really use it for if I need to move things from my computer to my phone, I just use Dropbox. And then Google Drive will be for like documents, because I don't want to buy Microsoft Office, and free backup for photos, which is nice. So moral of the story is Google Photos is God. Highly recommend. Just like turn it on, let it sync in the background. It literally will save up like everything in that you take a picture of, and like even my screenshots, which is low-key a little creepy, but it's nice to have. Get it to sync with your phone. If you haven't already, go do it. It's free, unlimited. All you have to do is just sacrifice your soul for Google and let them use your face for facial recognition and let them use your data. But otherwise, you get to save your photos forever. So now I'll just go in and clear what I don't need from my Google Drive, because I think like it overlaps with like some school stuff. So I'll download all of that, put it in my old college folder, and then I should be done with my Google Drive. It is now 11 p.m. An hour and a half later. Gonna call it quits. I think I'm done. I went through my Dropbox. It's all cleaned out. I still have my old photos on there, which if I need more space, I'll just delete them, because I think I have them on like in my external hard drive and Google Photos, so that's perfect. I went through my Google Drive and deleted all of like, or I backed up all my schoolwork on my old schoolwork onto my external hard drive, then deleted it there. And then any old like documents that I really don't use anymore, I just looked through them to see if there was anything important, deleted those. Went through my OneDrive. The only things that were in my OneDrive were my OneNote notebooks, and I'm keeping them. Most of them were just for school, but I feel like if I ever needed to relearn the concepts I learned in school, because I went to business school, so a lot of the things I did learn are pretty relevant to my job. And if I ever want to go back for like an MBA or like a master's degree, I have, not that they're good notes or anything, but they're set up in a framework so that if I ever need to quickly pick up on things, I know kind of like where to start. Then I went through my Google Keep. Most of the things I archived were just like workout notes when I was able to go to the gym. I use it as like a workout notebook just to see what I did the previous day, so that I would know like go heavy on or go light on, and then track my progress. So I think the majority of like my problem children are my photos, as is everyone else's. It took me an hour and a half, which is a long time, but if you think about it, I just went through 7 years of like memories, which was fun, but also 7 years of photos and videos you don't think you could get through in 90 minutes, but you actually can. So overall, cloud storage kind of touched on like local phone storage and like local PC storage. So it was like extra work trying to move things around, but 90 minutes isn't too bad. And now I'm gonna go to bed and worry about everything else another day. So I know I rambled in the previous section, but I had a lot to say. So now we'll try and get through this pretty quickly. Today it is November 14th, and I will be getting through my email. Y'all know the drill. Unsubscribe, update your preferences, delete emails. I think two things that I think are really helpful is to, one, if you know you have a lot of recurring emails, to look up like a keyword. So for me, it's DoorDash or Bank of America alert or something that you know like you get every week or whatever, and just mass delete those. And then two is to search up unsubscribe or update preferences or like a keyword, and just start going through and unsubscribing from all of those and then just blocking them. I really like Gmail because they have like a separate promotions tab, and I know if I ever need to clear my email, that's where I'll go and look first and kind of delete and tackle first, which is really helpful. It took me 30 minutes just to get through all of my emails, and I feel like when you get down to like inbox 0 or like less than 20 emails, because you know you have to keep a few just because they're still going, like they're still relevant, but when you get down to like a low number, any new email that comes in, I find that I'm more vigilant about unsubscribing to them if I know like I don't want to see anymore. All Right, it is still November 14th, and I will be moving on to the next section, which is social media. I'm going to take a different approach to this section, and I'll explain why. So for social media, I want to go through my Facebook and delete like friends that I like don't know or like I met once. Unlike everything, so like I don't get any, pages like clogging my feed. I'm gonna unfollow people on Instagram that I just don't be vibing with anymore. On YouTube, I'm gonna unsubscribe from just channels that I don't watch anymore. I've come to find that I don't use my subscription tab on my YouTube just because it's filled with like a bunch of things I don't want to watch, and I want to start using it again because I subscribe to channels for a reason. Same drill with Reddit, Twitter, man, whatever other social media you have. So the approach to this section is I will allot myself 1 hour to do a deep cleanse or a deep decluttering of all of my social media platforms. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I've realized I think it's easier to like unsubscribe or unfollow as you see like those pages or videos pop up that you don't want to see anymore, rather than like going through and like looking at like a list of like 500 things and just deciding if you like them or not. So I'll do kind of that for an hour, and then I'll continue decluttering as I see them when, I just browse on my phone through real life. So it's currently Tuesday, November 24th. That is correct. A couple days before Thanksgiving, and I finally finished my digital decluttering. So I did the last portion off camera because I can't show any of it because it contains a lot of private information. I'll name this little section digital peripherals because it sounds fun. But essentially what it is it's just the bookmarks you have on your browser, the subscriptions you have on the internet, whether that's Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, whatever. Evaluate if you need them. You really should just stop buying Amazon Prime, like it's not really worth it. Also, we don't stand Jeff Bezos. And then all your passwords, and I think this is probably the most important part. If you don't have a password manager, I really suggest you getting one because it saved me a lot of time in having to clean up all my passwords. So my password manager, I use Dashlane, tells me when things have been breached and what information was leaked as part of that breach. So like I know which accounts and passwords that I have that are compromised and I should change. So all in all, that took me an hour, and I just did it while watching YouTube videos. I think it's a pretty mindless task. So this concludes my digital decluttering video. I spent about 5.5 hours decluttering everything over a span of like 2 to 3 weeks, and I think something to consider is like you really could get this done in like an evening if you wanted to, because like 5.5 hours you can get through it. But I would honestly recommend doing it slowly, just because after each like little phase it gets kind of exhausting. But also something important that I want to reiterate is when you clean up something and it looks nice and clean, you're more motivated to keep it clean. When I like organize my stuff, like it all just stays cleaner because it looks so nice. Like you don't want to like ruin it, so you're gonna keep it clean and organized. Anyway, I am tired of doing this video. I'm glad I am done with it, and I will edit this and put this out hopefully before Thanksgiving because I want to do another video. But I hope you enjoyed and you take some time to do some decluttering for yourself, because I feel like that is like part of self-care, is keeping your space clean, whether it's your physical surrounding or your digital environment. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, press that subscribe button, come back for more. Bye.